Hey guys, Stephanie Sandy, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I achieved this makeup look, but specifically I'm going to show you how I do my eye makeup with the NYX Lid Lingerie Palette. This is an all matte 6 shade eyeshadow palette that I really like. I got this before I heard anything about the palette. I still haven't heard too much about it, but I did a review on my channel and it is by far the most successful video that I have on my channel, and I thought, well, I didn't do a demo in that video. I just did a review in depth. I did swatches, but I didn't do a demo like I normally do. So I figured since that was so successful, I assumed that a lot of people are actually interested in this palette. So I figured I would do my favorite eyeshadow look. It's super easy. And I do like all the shades in here, but I'll show you the ones that I gravitate towards on a daily basis. If you want to see more about the shades that I don't use in this video, then check out my other video of the review and I'll link that down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and to like this video if you do like it. Stay tuned because I actually am really excited to start bullet journaling. I'm going to have some videos coming soon with that. Now, I'm going to try to speed through this video as fast as I can. It's such a goal of mine to shorten my videos and also shorten my intros, so I'm going to wrap it up here and let's get right into the video. Okay, so all I have on my face is foundation and I got my brows on. We're going to go in with eyeshadow, then we'll finish off the face kind of quickly, but this right here is the star of the show. This is the NYX Lid Lingerie Palette. I do have concealer on my lids and underneath my brows just to shape them and to also cover up any discoloration or veins. So I'm going to start out, of course, by going in with that beige shade. In my collection, personally, this is one of my favorite shades to just set everything on the lid. Most people would agree with me when I say it's definitely a necessity to have a shade like this in a palette. So love that shade. And I'm going to go in with this Morphe B30. It doesn't really matter which type of brush that you use. Okay, next up we're going to start kind of working that transition shade into the crease just so everything blends out smoothly over top of it. We don't have any harsh edges. And to do that, we're going to go in with this kind of pinky shade. It's kind of like a pale pink. It kind of shows up kind of nude or skin tone, just a little hint of pink. So we're going to use that and just kind of brush it kind of all over the place on the lid and above the crease. And to do that, I'm going to use the Morphe M510. I use this all the time, and I'm just going to kind of tap this brush into that product. As I said before in my review video, there is a lot of kick up, and these are a little bit powdery, but I love them anyway. I'm just going to start blending that everywhere. So as you can see, it was just like a nice hint of color and it's perfect for starting out any look. But next up, we're gonna go in with this orange shade, which is my favorite shade in the palette. Obviously, like I like different ones for different reasons, but this I think is the most pigmented and it's the prettiest color. I'm gonna go in with my Stila Fluffy brush. I don't know what this is called. It just says 9 on it or 6. I don't know. I'm just gonna kind of blend this into the crease. You can see that this one is probably the most pigmented in the palette and it's really pretty. I'm just gonna blend out the edges a little bit, no more product on the brush. I like a lot of color up by my brows, but if you don't, then just keep it lower. One tip that I really want to tell you guys with blending your shadows, if they get too far up to your eyebrow, then what you do is it's as simple as angling your brush kind of down, and that kind of distributes the color a little bit lower below your crease as opposed to above your crease. If I don't carve out my brows precisely like I did and use pomade, if my brows are a little bit more natural, then I don't want any product up by my brows. So I'll angle my brush downwards and that fixes the problem. I don't have to blend up here as much because there won't be any product up there, and I do like that look as well for a more natural look, but because I have my brows completely filled in, then I kind of do the opposite. So it just depends on what you want, but I wanted to throw in that tip because I know a lot of people probably don't know that. The way you hold the brush does make a big difference in how your eyeshadow actually comes out. But this palette is pretty easy to use, so regardless of what you do, I feel like it's still gonna look really nice. I'm gonna go in with this Colourpop blending brush and I'm gonna pick up this brown shade over here and I'm gonna start brushing that all over the lid area. And as you can see, very pigmented, not much fallout even though they're powdery. Just really easy to work with. I'm just super impressed with NYX products lately. Okay, so I'm kind of packing this directly on the lid. I'm not really taking it into the crease just because it is such a dark color. And like I said, this is kind of an everyday sort of look. And I'm also staying away from the inner corner. We're actually going to use a little bit of a brighter shade just to kind of brighten that up. So we'll get to that in a minute, but I'm keeping this pretty much just on the lid. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in with that Stila brush and I'm going to pick up a little bit more of that orange shade, and I'm going to start working that into the crease again just to blend out that brown shade. And for this, because I don't want a lot of product above, I am going to actually angle my brush down. Taking my really old and loved Bare Minerals flat shader brush, and I'm swiping that into the pinkish shade that we used as the transition color, and we're just gonna kind of work that into our inner corner and blend it into the brown shade just to brighten it up a bit. Okay, I'm actually going to take a little bit of the orange shade on this brush as well and use that in between the two colors just to kind of give it a little bit more pigmentation. Not using a lot of product, I just want to add a little bit more color into the look. Okay, and that's it for the eyelids. We are gonna finish off the face makeup. I really need some color. And then we're gonna go back in and finish off the lower lash line as usual. I'm gonna go in with concealer next, and I'm gonna go in with a mix of these two as usual. My Better Skin Concealer by Maybelline and my Wet n Wild Photo Focus. This brush has kind of been my everything lately. I did talk about this a couple times in my videos. This is the Morphe E8 brush, and I loved it for contouring. I've been using it kind of for everything lately, and I love it. So I'm gonna use this to blend out my concealer. Also, it is so soft, and it's like the perfect size to really get underneath of your eyes. Okay, now that that's blended out, we're gonna go in with the makeup stick. This is the Megaglo Makeup Stick Contour by Wet n Wild, and I love this for contouring lately. It just gives like a nice luminous kind of bronzed look. The main place I like to keep it is just kind of like back by my ear, just to give that cheek contour. And then I do take a little bit down the sides of my nose, and then just a little bit on my forehead. I don't like contouring my forehead too much. And then definitely the jawline underneath the lip. I'm gonna take my Morphe E8 once again and just blend that in. It does a beautiful job of blending out this product. Kind of using like stamping or patting motions, as you can tell. I want the product to stay exactly where I placed it. And then we'll go and blend that out a little bit more later. Going back in with my foundation brush just to make sure everything's blended really nicely. This is the Sigma F80 Flat Kabuki brush. I've had this for a long time and I still like it. I'm just gonna kind of blend everywhere and mostly pat. Because like I said, I don't want to move anything around. Patting just helps to kind of blend in the product, let it soak into the skin, but not move it around. Okay, because this is like an everyday look, it's supposed to be super quick and easy. I'm not going to use any translucent powder. I'm not going to actually bake, but I'm going to use this Wet n Wild Contour Mega Glow palette, or Mega Glow Contour Palette. This is in the shade Caramel Toffee. I just recently tried this shade. I was using the Dulce de Leche, which I really like. Overall, in general, I do like the tone of this bronzing shade a little bit better, or contour shade, but I kind of use it to bronze as well. So I've been loving this, and I'm also ashamed to say, I shouldn't be ashamed to say it, but I am, because I talked about Lisa Frank and how much I don't like Lisa Frank, but I got this in a Ipsy bag. The previous month I received this brush by Glamour Dolls, and it was a collaboration with Lisa Frank, and I was like, oh no, I don't like that, I don't like that at all, but I love it for using this contour shade. It just blends it out so nicely, and it's so soft, and it's like the perfect density, and it's just like the length of the bristles is perfect for me. I'm just being careful when I'm blending this because I want it to blend in but also set that cream contour without once again moving it around. So I'm using that patting motion and just taking the smallest amount, pinching the bristles, and just kind of sweeping that down the sides of my nose. Really light, don't worry, we'll go back in and blend that out. I know it looks harsh. That was just a little bit of product too. Just taking what's left on the brush, and dragging around my jawline. And I'm going to go back in with this same brush. This is the Morphe E8. I just kind of wipe it off. I don't even really clean it in between because for some reason, whether it's cream or powder, it just doesn't seem like the bristles really hang on to the product. So I do really like this. It's super easy just to keep picking up, just wiping it on a towel and then keep using it. So I'm just picking up some of that highlight shade from the palette. I'm just using it to set my concealer and to brighten underneath the eyes. Definitely taking it down the center of the nose just to kind of lighten up that nose contour, also blending out the sides. Between the eyebrows gets really oily for me, so I like to bring it up there as well. Chin gets oily too. Just keep in mind that when I do my makeup like this, I have to blot throughout the day. If you want to avoid that and you have skin similar to my skin type, then I would suggest going in with translucent powder first and then doing everything that I just did. I'm not going to do anything else because anything else I think would be way too extra, especially for the daytime. So I'm going to actually finish up my lower lash line now, the part you've been waiting for. So I'm going to dip into this with my flat definer brush. This is the Morphe M432. I love this brush for this. And I'm going to start out with that pinky shade. I'm basically going to use the same 3 shades that I did for my lids on the lower lash line. And I'm just going to kind of blend these out in no particular fashion. Next, picking up the orange shade. And I'm taking this kind of everywhere from the very inner corner to the outer corner. And then going in with that same chocolate brown shade, and I'm going to kind of keep this on the outer corner and connect it to the top. All using the same brush. Just to make sure everything matches completely, I'm going to go in with a mix of that beige shade and the pinky shade. I'm going to focus that on the inner corner. Just to add a little bit of brightness. To finish off the eyes, I'm going to apply some mascara and eyeliner, but I'm going to do that off camera because you see me do it a million times if you watch my videos. Plus, it's not really exciting to see. It's actually kind of cringeworthy. So I'm going to go in with my MARC No Place to Run black gel liner. This is my all-time favorite as of now, but I do have my eye on that Urban Decay Anatomy liner. It's like a fiery reddish brown, and I'm so excited for that. I need to get that very soon. The mascara I'm going to use is the mascara that I got in my Ipsy bag. I've been using it since. I absolutely love it. It's the IT Cosmetics Superhero Elastic Stretch Mascara. Love the brush and just the way that this applies. Like I said, I'm going to do this off camera, but if you want to see me use it for the first time, then check out that video. But I will be right back. So while I was finishing up my eyes, I also went ahead and did my lips. I used this MAC Bountiful Brown eye pencil to line my lips. And I used the Morphe liquid lipstick, and it's in the shade Peanut. I'm not crazy personally about the formula, but the color is everything. I love an orange lip, and this is kind of like an orangey brown. Goes perfectly with this eye makeup in my opinion. I hope that you enjoyed watching me achieve this look, and I hope that you are inspired to maybe pick up this palette for yourself because it's totally worth the $10. It's such a great price. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, then please give it a big thumbs up. It helps me out a lot, and I'll see you in my next video.